Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma, and we're continuing our Dead Game Society look at TSR's Warriors of Mars. Now we're moving on to the mechanics of what in D&D would be called to hit. Your target numbers, your THACOs, it's had lots of different terms, okay? And what you're going to notice as we go through that is, well, it's skill versus skill. It's the skill of the person versus the skill of the person. And it's the skill or potential of the animal versus the potential of the animal, or the skill of the person versus the potential of the animal. That's how it's figured out. There's charts. I'm going to show you that. But that's one of the differences. In D&D, you got your skill, and that helps you generate your number to hit based against the armor class of the thing you're trying to hit, right? There's no armor class in Warriors of Mars. And the reason for that is they don't really wear armor. Culturally, they just don't really wear armor. And so, no armor class. It's skill versus skill. Potential versus potential. And I think there's a small shield. One of the cultures has a small shield. By small, I mean like Buccaneer small. It's small. And they would get a modifier. And so that's why everything's like a modifier on these numbers. And that's why you're going to see some numbers here, next little part of this. And that's why a -1 or a +1 can make a huge difference. And if you have a whole bunch of those, it'll make a huge difference. So what we're looking at here is the man versus man combat and initiative chart. The top numbers are the skill differences, 0 being all things equal between the two fighters, and +12 being that high above. They're 12 levels above, and -12 being they're 12. The opponent is 12 levels below. The middle number is your to wound or initiative roll number, and the bottom numbers are your to kill, instant kill numbers. What you notice when you look at the 0, that all things being equal between the fighters, it's a 10 to wound or for initiative, and the to kill number is 15. So we're going to take a look at the statistics for this system. This uses 3d6 for melee combat, to resolve melee combat. So now we're going to look at that. Okay, I wanted to show you guys what a matrix of that same information would look like. I put the negative difference of levels up top. I put the positive difference of levels along the side, and then the 0 would be in the corner, and that would run diagonally down, and this is the to wound number. So there you go. This sort of chart can be memorized once you understand it conceptually. Okay, now we're moving on to the probabilities and statistics of how these numbers work. So in this system, the lower your number is, the better odds you have of being successful or to hitting. So a 3 is a 100% chance. And an 18, you've only got a 0.4% chance to hit. This works on a bell curve. If I could do, I didn't draw a bell curve, but I should have. Even though 3 and 18 have the same chance for you to roll them, because it's equal or greater to be successful, the lower your number, the higher percentage it adds up to. And that's why adding a modifier, which would make it harder, or subtracting, a modifier that subtracts, which would make it easier, is such a big deal in this game. So I wanted you guys to see that, but this is a bell curve that we are operating on instead of the D20, more of a straight. It's like a straight linear thing. Okay, now this is the animal versus animal and men versus animals. It uses a different chart, but it's still using the 3d6. It still has a lot of the same information, but it has additional information. If you look over here, the first critter was a white ape on that chart. The white ape has 6 hit points. See, right there, 6 hit points. Okay, and it gives a white ape versus a white ape. It has 12 to wound, 16, the attacker will panic, 16 to kill, and it has a special ability, which happens to give it an advantage with the club, if it has a club, and it does, more likely to kill or wound. And there we go. It's going to show you. Now, you have to kind of translate some of the stuff because it seems like they got confused on when to use the negative number and when to use the positive number. But it's supposed to be making it easier for the white ape to do stuff, not harder. Now, what I did here was I took a look at white ape versus white ape, apt versus apt, banth versus banth, etc., to get an idea what their all things equal to wound and to kill numbers are for later monster creation. And as you can see here, all the animals with the exception of the plant man is a 12. So that's their default. And then the to kills run between 16 and 18 depending on the critter. And this is beginning of me working out how to make monsters. So next episode we'll look at initiative, combat order on this 1-to-1 scale. Eventually we'll get to missiles. I will continue my analysis on the monsters, their stats, so we can take a look at how to maybe make monsters down the road. Have a great day. Bye.